And we are recording. Cool. So this scenario is January 8th, right? Yeah, January 8th, 2019. It's going to be on, I already own a homemaker set. I'm interested in upgrading to the Siggy, but then I say no, and we want to drop down from that upgrade. So I'll present the upgrade, then I'll drop down from the upgrade. So, so Miss Amanda, I know you really like Cutco, and I obviously have had it for a long time. So I wanted to show you you're eligible for an upgrade, and it's just like upgrading your cell phone. And it might be more than you're used to, but it's not going to be more than you would use. So, for example, kind of like when I got my new iPhone, there was all these like different apps and features that I never thought I would ever use, but now I use them more than I ever thought I would. Like the different features on the camera, different filters that I have for different apps that are on the phone. There's just so many cool features that are on the phone when I never thought I needed them because I never had them before. Think about like your first phone you got, right? The old school flip phone versus what we have now on our phone. It's like you never in a million years thought back in the day you would need GPS, calculator, camera, all these other cool features. But if you're like me, you probably use them all the time. It's the same concept with the knives in the kitchen. We always get used to what we have. Like the law of familiarity says, if we're familiar with it, we just get used to it. But when we get the new stuff, it's like, oh my gosh, then we get used to that too. So I just want to show you these, what your upgrade is and what you're eligible for. This is what a lot of people do. And if it works for you, great. If not, no big deal. Okay. So the upgrade to the signature set, what it comes with your 3 customer requested tools. So you get the wife knife, the man tool, the cheese knife. You're getting the super shears. You're getting 2 extra table knives. You're getting a larger block. You're getting 2 extra cutting boards. So you're completing your entire full set. Okay. And normally, piece by piece by piece over time, if you wanted to upgrade to your signature set, it's going to be 2253. Now, since you already own 1273 worth of Cutco for your homemaker set, your difference is 980 bucks. Now, if you wanted to do the upgrade piece by piece by piece over time, that's what you'd pay the company. But because of my contest, because I'm here with you today, I could give you a 20% discount. It's a savings of $200. So that's Jane's killer deal today. So for your killer deal, you'll get your entire upgrade. All it would be today is 170 bucks on a credit card. Then it'll be the same 170 in February, March, April, last one's all the way in May, and you're done. You have your full upgrade, and you'll be able to use all the knives for the rest of your life. So, Ms. Jones, what do you think? Do you want to do that upgrade?
Let me see the paper, the top part of the paper.
No? Hey,
No.
no sweat. Hey, no sweat at all. But it's kind of cool, right? I mean, that you're eligible, by the way, for lots of really awesome discounts. So I'm more curious than anything. What are your initial thoughts on that deal?
I mean, it looks great. I like it, but I would never use it because I don't even use the homemaker set.
Got it. Got it. Totally understand. It wouldn't make sense to spend money on items you would never use. Like, for example, the block. I mean, obviously, you're not going to be cooking with the block all day, every day. But are you the type of person that you like everything to be in one place, or it really doesn't make a difference? Like, you'd rather just have some practical items that you would use, or it seems that way?
Don't really have a preference.
So let me ask you this. Out of the items in the homemaker set, which are the ones you use most often? Most of the time it's the chef knife and the trimmer. Is that the case for you too?
Definitely that trimmer, and that's about it, to be honest.
Cool. So the reason why a lot of people like that trimmer is because it's real small, lightweight. So um,
And the table
I
knife.
do want I do want to show you. I already showed you earlier today, but that mini chopper that I showed you, you ever want to like slice and mince at the same time, right? Like the trimmer's good, but if you ever do like cilantro, parsley, any type of herbs, you ever do that once in a while, or like even a garlic, or ever make an omelet before?
No.
Never done that before. Okay. Well, what type of cooking do you do, Miss Jones? Well, like when you're in the kitchen cutting some stuff up, what do you use the trimmer for? I know you
Meat,
said you love that one all the time. What do you use
tomato,
it for?
tomatoes, your basic, chicken and whatnot, small
Mm-hmm.
veggies.
Mm-hmm. And it's just like that perfect size knife, right?
Yeah, does
What
everything.
type of what type of veggies do you cut with it?
Just, small ones, your local peppers. I think she said peppers. She said she was peppers. Yeah, peppers, tomatoes.
Oh my God. If you like cutting peppers with that trimmer, all right, the mini chopper that we have for cutting peppers is absolutely incredible. And the reason why is because the point hits the surface. The trimmer like lifts up and it's hard to kind of like get a real good accurate cut. With the mini chopper, you get easy cuts. I love the mini chopper for peppers. And I know what you said for the chicken, the trimmer is really good, but the challenge sometimes is it's real lightweight. So if you have like a really grizzly piece of chicken, like it's like real tough texture, it doesn't have the weight behind it. That's why that hearty slicer is really good for that extra, like just giving that extra oomph, that extra weight. So it's like the trimmer, but on steroids. And in fact, I'd encourage you if you want to try it out real quick, you will drastically see the difference. So instead of doing like a full upgrade, I at least would love to help you try out those items, and that way you can compare to a trimmer. If you still want to keep the trimmer, that I mean, obviously, I love my trimmer, but it's kind of like I love my tennis shoes, and I wear those very often. But when I go dancing, I bust out the dancing shoes. When I go to the beach, I bust out my flip flops. You know, so it's good. I love my tennis shoes, but I have a different tool for a different occasion. And that's why a lot of people like these extra tools, just so that way when you do those other jobs, you have the right tool for it. So at least just want to show it to you just so you could see. So instead of doing 780 for the block and the 3 extra knives and the 2 extra table knives, so that's what comes in it, and the super shears. Can I at least just show you a price of what it would be with you take away the block and just the extra items that come in the upgrade, just so you can see what that price would be? Can I just at least show that to you real quick?
I'm really don't want it.
Don't want what?
I just really am so good with what we have. I think it sounds nice, maybe in the future, but I really don't even want to see.
Totally cool. So totally cool. And that's totally cool, Miss Jones. And I apologize, during the appointment for not like showing you how awesome these other items are. So I apologize on that. So it's really cool. You'll love what you got. So if and I'll call a timeout. If my customer ever says that to me during my close, that means I did a bad presentation. I
Oh,
know it kind
sure.
of hurts. So
I'm
if
not.
my customer ever tells me that during my close, I did a bad presentation, because the presentation is what creates the open mind to those items. So since I'm recording, I'll show you how to handle that objection before it can come up, because that happens during the presentation. So you got to create the want. So the names and uses section of the demo is where you create the want for these other items. So if a customer doesn't have a want for the items during steps 4 and step 5, because that's where the want is created, then you can't close at the end if there's not a want there, or if there's not a need. So the want and the need is created during the demo. The yes, let me buy it, is created during the close. So if I didn't create the want and the need during the demo, I can't get the yes during the close. So how do I create the want and the need during during the appointment when they already own Cutco? I downplay the homemaker. So what it would sound like. So Ms. Jones, I know you already own Cutco. Very beginning of the appointment. Have you ever heard of Cutco before? Oh, you have a homemaker set. Oh, nice. A lot of my customers start with just a smaller set too. That's great. How long have you had the smaller set? Cool. Awesome. It's real nice because it's only 7 knives, 2 forks, and a spatula. It kind of gets you, by with what you need. So what I'll do is during the appointment today, I'll show you what a lot of people end up doing is you're eligible for an upgrade. And with that upgrade, it just comes with just a couple extra tools, and I'll also show you how to use the tools you currently have. Just because some people they'll use like one knife for everything. So I don't know if that's you or not, but I'm going to show you just real quick, knife 101, how each of the tools are used. So we'll do that over the course of the appointment, so you can get a refresher, and then I'll show you what you're eligible for as far as the upgrade. You're eligible for awesome discounts and free products and whatnot. So I'll show you that during the appointment today. And if you want to do it, it's totally up to you. If not, no big deal. It's just what you're eligible for. That's like in the beginning. Step 1. Then there's step 2 when you talk about the company history. That's pretty much the same. Step 3 with the disadvantage of the common knives. That's pretty much the same. Step 4 when you're talking about the like petite carver and the quality and the features and benefits. You want to remind them this is why it's expensive. So I don't know if you remember how much you paid for the knives, but you probably had to put up your firstborn, and sell your firstborn, or maybe mortgage your house on how expensive they were. But the time proved to you they're worth it. During the guarantee, the 15-day trial, you'll hit on. Now remember, I mentioned you're eligible for an upgrade, so you'll get a few weeks to try out some of the new items. If you decide that you wanted to upgrade, you could try out the new set. Let me show you. These are a couple of other sets. This is where I transition. So the other sets that we have, this is the complete, this is the family. Right now you're just sitting here at the basics, which is what a lot of people start with. Just to give you a refresher, what comes in the basics. You get your paring knife for small fruits in the air. Do you ever do small fruits in the air once in a while?
Yeah.
Once in a while. So this is really good for that. Then you have your the trimmer. This is like people use this trimmer for everything. Now I don't know about you, Miss Jones, but if I look at a customer's trimmer and I hold up their knife and I'll see the points of the top of the trimmer right up here, those points are really worn down. So what that means is they're constantly using that knife on the cutting board like this over and over and over and over again. They're slicing back and forth, and sometimes they'll even chop with their trimmer like this, and they will abuse this small little knife because they like the size and they're using it for everything, but they're using it improperly. This knife right here is really great for slicing take a tomato, a lemon, and a lime. Maybe trim in some fat for meat. That's about it. But most people use this for everything just because it's a nice size. So that's why I just want to show you. We have the spatula spares, the trimmer, but wider for spreading. For vegetables, you have your chopper. This is how the chopper is used for chopping vegetables. And that way you can make it real. So instead of taking that small little trimmer and chop, 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 use the chopper knife like this. Here, actually, let me show you. Do you have a carrot I could show you? Watch this. See how that works? Real nice on the carrot. Yeah, that's how you use the chef knife. And then Miss Jones would be like, oh my gosh, I've been using it wrong all this time. Exactly. That's what I wanted to kind of show you. This is how it's used. So that way, not only is it safer, but it's also way more efficient using the right tool for the right job. Then you have the petite carver turning fork, the carver carving fork. You have your heavy duty knife. That's for like giving thing a hit and then separating it. And you have your bread knife. Now the challenge with some of these knives, this is where I'm going to create a problem. The challenge with some of these knives, Miss Jones, is like that chapa knife. It's just really heavy. It's really heavy and big. That's why the company came out with the wife knife, the mini chopper. Feel how lightweight this one is. Isn't that so light? I know. Isn't that so cool? And this one is really nice for fine mincing and dicing. So what you were doing with that trimmer with the little tap, 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 this is going to be your new best friend because it gives you that straight edge so you get a nice tap, tap, tap cut. And it's real lightweight, just like that trimmer. It's about the same weight. So that's going to be that's your petite Santoku knife. That one comes in your upgrade. That one's awesome. Now that big heavy duty butcher knife, yeah, you have to like give it a hit and then separate it. And then you got that chopper for like the fine mincing and then the dicing. And then you have the trimmer, which is like has the double D edge. The Hardy Slicer combines all of them. So that way you could slice and chop with the same item. This one might be your new favorite tool as well. It's called the Hardy Slicer. Check this one out. Try to cut your orange with this knife real quick. Do you have an orange real quick we could try? Try to cut an orange with this. Isn't that one so sick? I know. That's why it comes in the upgrade. And then the last is your cheese knife. If you like that trimmer, you will absolutely love the cheese knife because the holes in the blade create the air pockets so the cheese doesn't stick to the blade. So not only is it good for cheese, but it's great for potatoes and apples as well. This might also be one of your new favorite tools. Check this one out. Here, do you have an apple or potato we could try this on? Oh my gosh, boom. See how that one works? So those are the three tools. It comes with the super shears, and that's your small upgrade. Comes in with a signature set. Now the full upgrade comes with the complete. It just comes with a couple extra tools that again it might be more than you're used to, but not more than you would use. So it comes with like you have the large slicer. This one comes with the smaller one. It also comes with a salmon knife. You have the small paring knife. It comes with a larger paring knife. So it comes with a couple extra tools, and a lot of people really like that. So that's an option for you to upgrade to the family set, or just a small upgrade to the signature set, to the complete of the family. You get two extra table knives, and you also have the option of the steak knife. I've got to show you the steak knife. Watch this. Now you have this table knife for the leather. Watch this one. How sick is that steak knife? Isn't that so sick? That's the Big Daddy steak knife that just came out a couple of years ago. that also you're eligible for that with your upgrade as well. You already have 8, and you could upgrade and you could get 4 or 6 or even 10 more with your upgrade, and that's pretty awesome. So if it was a wish, just out of curiosity, how many of the big steak knives would you want if it was a wish? Oh, okay, 4. Cool, totally cool. So Ms. Jones, as obviously that's the kitchen knife sets. What I'd also like to show you is all of our free gifts and accessories as well. And we have all these other items that have come out over the last couple of years. So then I'm going to show you. I'm going to show the kitchen tools. I'm going to show an entertainer pack. I'm going to show the barbecue tools. I'm going to show the accessories. I'm going to show the gifts. I'm going to show everything. After I show everything, then I make a wish list. Just like page 13 in the training manual says. I say, now, Ms. Jones, now that I've showed you everything Cutco has, this is just a wish list I do as a courtesy for every one of my customers. Okay, this isn't stuff you're necessarily going to get today, but out of everything you saw, let's make a wish of the items that, like, if Cutco was falling from the sky, you would reach for. Okay, it sounds dangerous, but what would you want? Like, you would use it if it was free, it was sitting in your kitchen. Let's make a wish of all the lists. So let's start with the knife sets. Going back to the ultimate, do you think it would be a wish to upgrade to the ultimate, or do you think it'd be an upgrade to, a wish to upgrade to the signature? What do you think? If it was a wish, okay, that's where the sale is made. So doing everything I did up until that close to create that wish list, that's where the sale is made. So if I'm trying to make the sale during the close, I'm too late. So if I do not get them excited about the items in the signature or get them excited about the wish list before I create the wish list, it's going to be a small sale or a piece order or something along those lines. So let's call it what it is. The customer that Amanda had is irrelevant, completely irrelevant, because Steven said he's had a customer that's wanted to upgrade to and didn't know how to drop down to. So that scenario doesn't make a difference, or that customer doesn't make a difference, but the scenario is very valid because this is something that you will experience. So the larger that wish list is that you create, that I just went through and kind of like created, that's how I can drop down. So I want my customer to say, yeah, maybe a wish, maybe an upgrade to that signature. I did like a couple of those items. Cool. Upgrade Siggy. What else? Kitchen tools. What else? 2 super series. I know you love the trimmer. Would you want a wish to have a couple extras so that way you have a few on deck in case one is in the dishwasher and your husband's using the other? Maybe like 2 extra trimmers. Okay. What else? We have a Santoku style trimmer. Let me show you that one. You might like that one too. Has a wider blade, same style, same knife, just a different style. Cool. Maybe one of those. Cool. How many? Maybe 2. Okay. Cool. Boom. Make a list, wish list. All right, cool. Then when I present my closing, I say Siggy upgrade, and then I list out all the other items. So then I would list out Siggy upgrade, 2 extra trimmers, 3 Santoku trimmers, 4 extra table knives, a kitchen tool set, an entertainer pack, and list out everything. And it's going to be like this $4,000 price. And then minus 1273. So that number is not 980 anymore. That number is like $3,000. Now I can drop down from $3,000 by eliminating. Now, Ms. Jones, obviously this is a wish, but from that $3,000 number, let's see, first off, between the upgrade, the extra trimmers, which would you say you would use most often? Or you're most excited about, or you're most interested in, or which are you least excited about or least interested in? Then I eliminate a couple things and I drop down from there. And that gives me the power to be able to drop down 3 or 4 times. So just to clarify and recap, and then I'll answer any questions. How you're able to set yourself up for a drop down from an upgrade is during the demo itself is page 13, which is creating a very large wish list and get them excited about those items that come in the upgrade and the items in the back of the book, and then create that list before you close. So that way, after they say no or they're unsure, you can drop down from those items. So let's recap and debrief. Any questions, comments, thoughts? And by the way, in the very beginning of this recording, the way I was dropping down is the way I would have continued to drop down. But because my customer in this case was saying what she was saying, I wanted to teach how to handle that concern, because once you get that concern during the drop down, it's like sell them one piece just to help them get that what they want. You're no longer the influence there. The customer's the decision maker. You've now shifted. Remember, there's 3 levels of influence. There's the I'm going to just give you the info and then you decide. That's passive influence. The influence where we're making decisions together, right? That's mutual influence. And then there's assertive influence, which is like, I know what's in your best interest. And you lose that 3rd level of influence, even the 2nd level of influence, if you don't set up that wish list the right way. So then they're just buying versus you selling. So you want to keep that level of influence as high as possible by creating that wish list as large as possible. And then you could drop down from some stuff. Questions, comments, thoughts, debrief? Light bulbs?
Yeah.
My light bulb was really what you just said. I mean, keep the right influence on making like your decision making, and then obviously just the whole setting it up the right way. So it's not if you're doing the close right or doing the close wrong. It's how you're setting it up in the beginning, like pre-framing their mindset and making the wish list. And just I just didn't realize. I feel like I was showing them stuff rather than like showing them what they need, and like just rather like just telling them what they can get versus what they should get and how they could get it. So that was a good one for me.
And that's like the names and uses section. So the names and uses section becomes your problems. Like the problems, it's like, oh, you didn't get the super shares when you first got Cutco. What? Oh my God. Now they're feeling like, oh no, I'm missing out. You only got 8 table knives? Really? Your sales rep didn't show you the extra 4 to keep in the drawer when company comes over? What? Right? Like essentially the names and uses becomes the problem section. My manager is just him and his wife, and they have 12. Oh my goodness. I am so sorry. I'm sorry your sales rep did that to you. I'm not saying say this, but I'm saying if you don't create enough problem during the names and uses section, they're going to be content with what they have, which is totally cool. I just firmly believe in the power of the signature set because I use those tools. Everything I said to you is true because I love those items. Amanda, we'll go to you and then we'll wrap up because I got to pick up Sierra and go to USF.
Like what Steven said, just about setting it up the right way and getting them excited about the upgrade and doing the wish lists before the close, which is like what I tried to do. But anyways, I'm not going to, this is recording. So.
Doesn't make a difference. That customer doesn't matter, but the scenario is valid. Scenario is valid. You will experience this scenario again, regardless of that customer.
Come back.
So just to kind of debrief and recap. You go through where does the mindset come from for an upgrade? It starts with the step 1, which is the rapport building. When you let them know, hey, do you cook as you like to, love to, or have to? When they own Cutco, you just say, oh my gosh, that's awesome. You're eligible for upgrades and free stuff. I'll tell you all about that later. Creates the open mind. Then when you get to the guarantee page, the 15-day trial, it's like, hey, if you decide that you want to upgrade or try out any of the free items or bonus items that you're eligible for, you get 15 days to think about it while you're using it. Then you get to the names and uses. You just do a run through, making sure they're using their knives properly. So knife skills 101, and use that as an opportunity. They're always going to love their trimmer, and they're always going to love their chopper. Typically, those are going to be their 2 most used items because those are the ones that they do most often, use most often. So with that in mind, that's why we have the cheese knife, arty slicer, mini chopper to give them the better tools for the right jobs. And the Santoku style trimmer is amazing too. So you want to use the names and uses as a pinpoint to create the problems to get them excited about those extra items and the set upgrade opportunity. Then you don't make the wish list yet. Just show them everything. Get them excited about everything. Then page 13 in the training manual. Skip through. You don't do the Woo-stop price comparison. You don't do the shun. You don't do any of that stuff. You just go right to page 13, which is your closing for Cutco owners. and you make a wish list of all the things they wish they had, starting with the upgrade they want to do. Then you go to all the individual items, put it all in a price, minus what they already own, give them 20% off that number, and then present it, and then drop down from there. And if that's what you're doing, excellent. You'll probably have a good closing percentage. You'll probably have a solid average order. That's pretty much what I did. My last time I was in the field, that's all I did was just repeat customer orders. I did an $848 average order. I had it was like 17 sales and 22 appointments, something like that, and sold 10 grand in 5 days. So this is the protocol. This is what I did. It's worked really, really well for me. It's worked really well for Dylan. Dylan had about 500 of his 599 sales last year, maybe more, 550, all to Cutco owners. So Cutco owners are awesome when it's set up the right way. So hopefully you got some value. Let me go ahead and stop this.